eMotion ST mixer is basically a very powerful digital mixer that has all kinds of monitoring capabilities. Let's take a look at some of the workflow options when working with the software. The mixer has 4 different modes. We have preamp mode, rack mode, route mode, and sense mode. In preamp mode, we can basically adjust the gain levels for each of the mic inputs, so we can change the gain, open phantom power, change the polarity setting, and change the digital trim setting. Each of the channels can either be stereo or mono. In rack mode, we can load different plugins into each of the channels. In the route window, we can adjust where the mixer is getting its signals from. We can assign any input across the network from either a physical input, an input from another device, an input from a software output, or anything else. We also have an A/B option in case we want to switch it up in the middle of the session. Also, each channel has an output setting, so we can send it either to a physical input or anywhere else, or if we want to, we could just send it to the main mix. In sense mode, we can adjust the level of sense into each of the auxiliary channels. So this is basically my main mixer window. In this window, I can see any input that I patch into it, which can be a physical input like the mic input, or like in this case, I have all kinds of channels coming from my audio software, from my project. I have my bass, vocals, drums, and all that. And I can also apply whatever plugins I want on any of those and listen to them in real time with basically no latency. So let's say I want to solo in on this bass track. I can come in here and add, for example, an overdrive. I can come in here, tweak my patch, and have a nice sound. When I'm recording a session and monitoring with plugins, it's sometimes useful to commit to a sound and record them wet with everything on, but most of the time, what I want to do is record it dry so I can mix it later. So for example, if I want to record this clavinet sound that sounds like this when it's dry, and let's say I want to record it through this guitar amp, when I'm going to play back my recording, it's still going to be dry. In addition to the regular channels on the mixer, I also have these 8 auxiliary channels. Into the 8 auxiliary channels, I can actually have 8 different mixes coming into them, so they can be used either for a headphone mix or for an effect like reverb or delay. So if I click here on the Sense button, I can see what's coming into each channel. And if I solo on the drums, I can actually send it into the reverb channel. One of the special features that I like about the eMotion ST mixer is the panner. And you still have your regular panner, where you can adjust your balance of the left and right channels. For example, let's play this bass track. I can pan it to the right and to the left. But I can also have the panning rotated, so I can move the whole stereo field to the right or to the left, but I can also make the stereo image narrow or wide. So if I click here, I can just change the scope of the field and then rotate that right or left. Also, I can reverse the panning just like this, and then do the same rotation or balance with the reverse track. Hope you find this little overview useful. It's important to notice that the eMotion ST mixer is compatible with all SoundGrid servers. Enjoy!